Hey everybody, welcome to the Outer Rim Rookie, a beginner's journey to joining the 501st and Rebel Legion. My name is Rob Williams. Today I'm putting the Ten Numb costume together. I'm going to give you a rundown of what this costume looks like and all the parts that go with it. Last episode I did talk about who is Ten Numb, and now I get to build them. I'm sitting here at the edge of my bed because there's so much stuff. I mean, take a look at all that. There it is. I got it all ready to go. As a quick little rundown about this costume, I basically took my Ten Numb costume and just added a few small pieces. If you want to learn more about the Ten Numb costume, I do have a playlist put together that talks about every single piece, from the gaiters to the gloves to the head itself. So I won't go into too much detail about those parts, but I will give you a rundown of where the pieces go and what I feel it should look like. Well, I'm really excited about this, and I'm really excited to submit this. If this doesn't get approved, I think this is like the second or third Ten Numb in the continent. I don't know if there are any others in the world. I know there's a number of wonderful Ten Numbs out there, from Sweden to Germany to the United States and Canada. There's a whole bunch out there. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the pieces and all the things that go towards a great Ten Numb costume. Take some pictures for approval, and then we'll wrap it up. So let's get to it. First off, we need a flight suit. This flight suit comes from Hero-Tex, based in Germany, where I got the box and some other small little items. This one here in particular has the rounded collar to match the Ten Numb costume, as well as a rectangular strap to go around here. Now, there's no real good close-up shots of his red jumpsuit, so I'm just going to go with this one here. I'm pretty sure it will match fine. So again, you have the regular pockets on the side. The pockets can be emptied. Nothing needs to go in it. It's just nice and clean. So there you go. You need a pair of black boots. These ones are just standard black boots I got at our Mark's Work warehouse. A lot of this is going to be covered up. The laces are going to be hidden, so make sure there's no design here. Just keep it nice and clean. A nice thick sole to go with it will also help. There you go. I have a couple gaiters that I made by hand. If you want to know how to make these, I do have a pattern on my Facebook site, as well as a video of me making them. So check out that video, linked down below. But you do need 2 tan gaiters. Oops, there you go. The buckle on the outside. So 2 tan gaiters. You need a belt. Oh, there we go. That's better. Belt's got to go there. We have flares on the side, about 4 here, with about 6 loops. Again, I have a pattern on my Facebook site if you want to know how to build this. The front part has this faux buckle, which has little triangles pointing towards each other. And there will go something here we'll talk about later. On the back is a standard buckle. Very simple webbing, white webbing, but that's about it. Very simple make. This one took me about an hour or so to make. We will talk about this. This is a belt box that I had made in 3D printing. I found the STL for this, and then I weathered it myself to make it look like it's scratched up. This was a lot of fun. I had a couple friends at work help me print this, because I've never printed anything before in 3D printing. Originally, I was going to make this myself, but I really didn't know how. So again, my friends at work helped me print this out. But I did buy the STL from a particular site. I'll put the link below. This is bang on. It looks fantastic. It almost looks like a razor here. On the back, I put a clip from a tape measure. This idea I got from my buddy Jamie when he was building his Ghostbuster costume. But this goes along great onto that belt. Got a pair of flight gloves I found on Amazon. These, again, are the same gloves I used for my Ten Numb costume. This is an extra large. It does fit a little bit small, and my hands are pretty average. So keep that in mind when you're buying gloves. These are the same type of gloves that TIE fighter pilots would probably wear as well. I'll put a link to Amazon on where I bought these. These are really good. Here is the B-Wing box vest that I showed off in a previous video. If you want more information, please watch that video. I did do some mild adjustments, especially in the back here. I added some Velcro to keep it from swaying back and forth. So now it just stands still without any jingle jangle. Velcro already comes with this, and it gets attached to the back of the vest. It gets hidden underneath. You can see there's some Velcro here that I attached it to. And then the harness is at the bottom. The harness goes underneath the belt, so the belt covers up. Putting the harness on was really tricky. I finally figured it out, but then I did sew it on as well, so there's no hanging straps. The straps on the harness came loose, so I just measured it on my legs and then sewed it on. So now it doesn't hang off and it looks great. Looks nice and solid. So there is the B-Wing box with a few modifications to it, but it's great. I have made a mask for this. This was a pain in the tuchus to make, but I'm really proud of how I did this. In the spirit of Star Wars, I kit bashed this mask together using some of the pictures online. The pictures were very unclear of what this area looked like, and so I kind of played around with the idea. I think I did a great job. It's made of foam, some little alligator clips on the side here, general wires, more foam, some fabric, an old belt, more alligator clips, and the piece de resistance. This is an old jock cup from hockey. No, it does not smell anymore. It more smells like barge and glue and paint now. But this was a cup at one point, and it fits great. In fact, this isn't even going, I'm not even going to wear this. This is just going to hang around my neck. I also made a tube, just like the one over there. This was easier to make than I expected. I originally bought a tube for a dishwasher and realized it was not very flexible. So inside here is just a rope to give it some weight. And I just sewed a tube fabric out of cotton. That's it. I had to make it extra long, so there's a bit of a second, it's attached right there. It is very long, but then it just wrinkles nice and you tuck it away under the belt. This I'm super proud of. Just made it by hand. One of my proudest pieces of work next to the reuse costume. There you go. There is the oxygen mask. And again, you're just wearing this around your neck. And finally, of course, you need the head of Ten Numb. There's a whole bunch of videos on how this is made. This took a long time with the help of a number of people. It has a moving mouth, for those who are not aware. And I have a sound card attached to my wrist, which will help me make lovely sounds. So there you go. This is one of my favorite pieces. Again, check out the video on the mask for more details. It's too long to go into right now. Now, things that you don't see in this costume, like I said, there is a sound glove here that will allow me to say about 12 different phrases by pressing a button on my hand with a wire attached to a speaker. Now, I couldn't figure out where to put the speaker. An ideal world, I put that speaker and bake it right into that B-Wing box. Unfortunately, I don't have the time or the knowledge to do that. In a perfect world, I would love to build it into that box. But right now, I just take the speaker and I hide it inside my flight suit, hidden behind the vest, hidden behind the box. It actually hides quite well. And the volume will sound like it's coming from my mouth, which is actually really cool. I used to hide it in the vest of Ten Numb, and again, it was great. But here, it's more closer to my neck, chest, my clavicle. So there you go, the entire costume put together. Now let's put it on and take some pictures. All right, fast forward a few days later, I've already submitted the photos, looked them over. It's now just the waiting game. I had done a response after I took the submission photos, and I noticed I was very grumpy after doing it. I just didn't want to kind of post that because a few tips when doing these submission photos. It's always helpful to have somebody there with you, not just to take the photos because that can always be cumbersome, but just to take a look at some of the mistakes that you may not be seeing through the mask. I had taken the photos like many times beforehand, and I had to just chuck them because I noticed the collar was not done. I noticed that something else was hanging off, and it was just pieces that I couldn't see until after all of the photos were done, helmet taken off, and it was just a lot. When you have that extra pair of eyes just looking you up and down at the moment, or in the moment, it's a lot more helpful. And sadly, it's just me and a severed head at this moment. So it's good to have an extra pair of eyes, take a look and make sure everything's done. I did notice there was still even some mistakes after I submitted that I didn't catch till after, and I'm hoping that that doesn't become an issue. It's just things were not as, lined up as I wish they would have been. So anyways, like I said, fingers crossed. Let's see what happens, and hopefully the whole process is good. I'm ready for Fan Expo with a 9 Nun and a 10 Nun costume. So let's fast forward and see what happens.